I'm joined by Ben for the first time in 2025. Just firstly, before I go into anything going into the weekend, on 2024, how do you reflect on that year? Because there's quite a few good achievements, weren't there? League title, FA Cup tie, even drawing Tier 4's team in the FA Cup. So how do you reflect on 2024?
Yeah, looking at it from a whole, obviously winning the league was a fantastic achievement for the club, for the squad, for us as staff, for everybody involved. It was a really, really good season, and we kind of soaked that up until the summer, up until pre-season when it was time to go again, and then started pre-season, brought in new faces, couple of little things turning around for the better, and then started our first campaign in Tier 5 with not really expecting or not knowing what to expect. As we've touched upon before, it was a difficult start to the season. Injuries hit us all through pre-season, all through the start of the season, and we struggled to put together results. But we're now at a stage where, we've pretty much got around 19, 20 players fit, so people are competing for their place. It is it's very competitive at the moment, but more importantly, to finish off the year in 2024, we were starting to string together some results and some good performances. So we start 2025 in a really, really strong place and a good place, and we look to carry on that form that we ended 2024 in.
And as you just mentioned, we've had some good performances. I mean, we just played SL Elite, I presume it's in a friendly. How did you see that one?
Yeah, I mean, the main priority of it was to keep us ticking over. We obviously had about a 2 to 3 week break. We anticipated that we'd have no one on that first week back after the new year, so we didn't really want to have a 2 to 3 week break without really doing much, but also to allow people to have minutes either coming back from injury or not getting the minutes that they probably wanted towards the back end of 2024. So that was the idea behind the friendly, and to be honest, it was a very good performance. I was very impressed with SL Elite. Sammy's got a really good setup there, and credit to him for putting the squad together and making it a really competitive game, because it was competitive. It was really competitive, but from a performance mindset for us, it was a really strong performance. We've changed little bits and bobs towards the back end of 2024, and it was a good idea to kind of for a learning curve for some of the ones that again haven't had minutes to learn a little bit more around that system and how we changed, and just to keep minutes and legs and put us in a good position for against Knoll.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, we were supposed to play Knoll last week, but obviously things happened in the middle of it, all the weather conditions. But in that game against SL Elite, I suppose you could try different things out. I mean, as you mentioned, you've got the players coming back such as Molly, Giselle, Mia, who have been around the squad, I suppose, for the majority of the seasons. How did you see their performances, but how did you also see how they've sort of adapted to our style?
Yeah, it was nice to have the girls from university back. They're always a breath of fresh air when they come back. They're always welcome back. They've been here for a long period of time, longer than what I've been here for. So they're always welcome back, and it was important really that we had them for that game, just to allow us to change things about and allow us to maybe rest players that we needed to save for the game against Knoll. But then there was also, other players welcome back. We wanted to welcome back KJ, but unfortunately she wasn't quite fit enough. But the likes of Abby coming back, she started the game. She did really well, to be fair. And then there was a few others in there as well that were either coming back from injury or not got the minutes that they probably wanted. So it was nice to see, and the uni girls were exceptional as well. So it puts us in good stead now for the upcoming game against Coventry Sphinx.
And again, as you mentioned, the game was in preparation for Knoll, but obviously it didn't go ahead. You now got Coventry Sphinx, as you mentioned. But what is it more about now for the ambition? Is it just about everyone pulling in the same direction, finishing as high as you possibly can? And I mean, it's going to be a tough game because Coventry Sphinx are also fighting for those points down there as well. So what sort of game do you expect, and what sort of things do you want to see for the rest of 2025? Well, for the rest of the season.
Yeah, it will be tough. Coventry Sphinx have got a squad of experienced players as well as some young players as well. So it will be really tough. They've strung together some, to be fair, similar to us towards the back end of the year. They started to string together some good results, but being on home turf, we're tough to beat here. We haven't lost many games here, so yeah, I expect us to come away with 3 points. But in terms of our target for the remainder of the season, I think really if we can get a result against Coventry Sphinx, we can maybe now start looking towards higher up the table rather than our focus point being towards that bottom end. And really we have got to remember that we are a new side to this Tier 5, and really we wanted to push us high up at the table. Really the main goal was to solidify our place in the league again. But I think if we were to get 3 points against Coventry on Sunday, we can now start looking towards the top half of the table as our realistic goal for the end of the season.
And just a very quick update on the squad. I mean, you've obviously had players like Charlotte Leader missing. You had Beth Grady, Beth Cole, Millie Cole and KJ, as you've touched upon for that friendly. So how are they? How is the squad morale going?
Yeah, we've pretty well, as I said, we've pretty much got a full squad back together now. It's only really Charlotte that we're waiting on. And she's not too far away, however, fingers crossed. So, yeah, we're to go from really only having 1 or 2 subs per game to now me having to drop players out the squad, which is a good thing. We'd rather it be that way, but it just means everything's competitive and each week matters from a player's point of view. They've got to put the performance in on a game day, but also make sure that they train strongly as well, because yeah, we're now in a position where we've got 19 fit players, and obviously we can only take 16 to a match day. But morale's good, coming back from the new year, and we're in a strong position.